feet are slightly wider than shoulder width apart and slightly externally rotated. When we have our feet straight forward, here, shoulder width apart, and our toes are pointed forward, this is going to activate more quad.
It's important to note that I mention this as more of a general speaking rule of thumb concept than in this exercise in particular. So if your toes are pointed straight forward and they're just shoulder width apart, in most lower body exercises, it will recruit more quad. However, in this Romanian deadlift, if you have that stance, again, shoulder width apart, pointed forward, it will likely recruit more hamstring than glute. And for most of my audience, we want to recruit more glute than anything else, really. So for this exercise in particular, and as a general rule of thumb, again, feet slightly wider than shoulder width apart and slight external rotation to recruit more glute than hamstring or quad.
When we go slightly wider than shoulder width apart and slightly externally rotated, that's going to activate more glute, which is what I want for you. So go ahead and pick up your dumbbells. So our feet are slightly wider than our hips, slightly externally rotated, and we're only hinging at the waist. Keep an athletic stance, slight bend in your knees, and hinge at the waist like your butt is going to the wall behind you. The only movement I want is happening at the hips. And then use your hamstrings and your glutes to pull yourself back up together to standing. So inhale, hinge at the hips. Exhale, pull yourself back together to standing. I'm keeping the tension in my glutes at the top. I'm not releasing them. Did you see that? So keeping the tension, we're going to slow and controlled on the way down. Use your hamstrings and glutes. I activated them to pull yourself back up to standing. Keep the tension at the top. You can see I am not carrying this all the way through to a squeeze. I'm not. I am keeping it slightly here, keeping the tension in my glutes. These are relaxed. Hinge at the hip. Back up to standing. Exhale as you squeeze back up to standing. Inhale. Now, one other thing I really want to highlight here is we walk around a lot like this with an anterior pelvic tilt.
An anterior pelvic tilt is when your pelvis is tilted anteriorly, which is just an anatomical term that means pointed toward the front or front of something. So I'm just clarifying how to tuck your pelvis so that you're safe and your lower back is safe throughout these exercises.
Activate your lower core. Come from this way. Activate your lower core. Tuck your pelvis underneath you. Now, this is how we want to operate and do all of our exercises. So instead of doing our RDL here, we're going to do this